How's it going? This is Ron Draper here on Next Up Magazine, and I'm next up.
What's going on, world? It's your guy Q Cassius. We're back again with another great installment of Next Up Magazine. This has been long awaited. A good friend of mine that I had the pleasure I got to know over the past year. Was killing the streets right now with some dope art. We're gonna get to know him, get to know his business, what does he do, and what does he bring to the game. Without further ado, my guy Ronald Draper.
What's going on, folks? How's it going, man?
How you feeling, man?
Cool, exhausted, but here, working.
Okay, that's what it is, man. For those who don't know, I always like to start my interviews by saying, let us know who you are rather than what you do. So let the people know and the masses know who is Ron Draper.
Ron Draper, Harlem native, an artist of the people, pretty much. I'm the man of the people. For those who know me, know like I'm all about the people, always. All about Harlem, all about New York City, and just it's all about positive stuff. That's really it.
And how'd you get your start in art?
Oh, art, I've been doing it all my life. My mother's an artist, not in visual artist, but she's a musician.
Right.
So I kind of grew up in that kind of creative environment. So she's always been encouraging me, but it kind of took a left turn when I got to college because it kind of was out the window. Mm-hmm. But I got back into it around 2012 and just kind of kept on pushing and said, the hell with them, just do what I like to do and see where it takes me.
Nice. Now, for those who don't know, when I say art, it's not on canvas. It's a specific type of art that he does that's very cool, very dope, very creative. So for those who don't know, I believe it's mixed medium art. Yeah,
mixed medium art. Well, mixed media can be almost anything. You can still work on canvas and still be mixed media. Mixed media just means you're not limited to like one thing. It's not like it's only acrylic paint or only this or only that. It's kind of like it can be whatever.
Right.
So my work mainly is on wood, not mainly, all my work is on wood, except for the small piece that is glass only. Mm-hmm. But for the most part, on wood, paint, glass, whatever I can think of.
Right. Now, how did you get your start into this art form per se?
Oh, it was super random. This was been doing art for years, but not within this medium. Hurricane Sandy was 2012?
Yeah, about a while.
End of 2012, this was October 2012. Mm-hmm. In the house, stuck for like a week. I worked in the finance district at that time, so like all offices were closed. And what happened was I ended up having a few cans of spray paint in the house and some like mirrors that I had from, where did they come from? Like I think I had mirrors in my room and I took them off the wall and I still had the mirrors like stashed away somewhere. So as I was cleaning, I found them. Like I had some masking tape, I had some spray paint and some glass. I started fucking around with it. And 2 years later, you have all kinds of other stuff. So it was kind of like a random coincidence.
Right.
It wasn't that I went out looking for these materials, this is what I had and I just learned to work with it. Mm-hmm. So I really didn't have a choice. I just was able, I've always been good with working with whatever's given to me.
Right.
So that was given to me, I kind of liked it, so I kind of just stuck with it.
Right. Now, your style of art, do you use any canvas? Would you say, you don't use canvas, do you?
Not in the traditional sense.
Okay.
No canvas in the sense that I use like that cloth, I don't use that. But I guess when it comes to art, canvas is a more broad term. Canvas is anything you work on, period. Mm-hmm. But no, I don't use like the fabric canvas, for lack of a better term.
Now, what would you say, what's the difference per se between what you do and what an artist who utilize the canvas background?
All things have their pros and cons. Canvases, for me, their cons are just the fact that it's not as durable. Mm-hmm. So you can't do certain things with it because it'll rip, it'll bend. They won't break, but they'll eventually kind of droop after a while. But the good thing about canvas is you can kind of roll them up and they're much lighter. Mm-hmm. But I work with wood. They're more durable. You can put things on it. You can cut into it. You can do whatever you want to do. Mm-hmm. The cons is the fact that you have to literally carry big pieces of wood everywhere. Because you can't just roll it up and put it in the bag.
Right. As you can see from what he's talking about, perfect example. This beautiful display we got in the back here. If you can go into details a little bit, what we got going on right here.
Here, everyone I don't know, people always think this is 4 separate pieces. There's a lot of my work,
It's not 4 separate pieces?
When I think of that, I don't see it as 4 separate pieces. It's 4 individual pieces, or 4 separate sections, But when I think of separate pieces, I think of each one standing on its own. None of these would be able to live on its own.
Right.
They're all part of a greater concept. It's 4 separate pieces, yes, but it's one particular concept.
Right.
I don't know, I always have pushed the message of love, just whether it's love between people, family, whatever it may be, and this is kind of just like my statement of that.
Okay.
And I always feel that if, like, people say, oh, you love them, you love this, but if it isn't madness, it's not really love.
Right.
So that's where that kind of quote came in. But, and one thing you guys can't see now, this piece actually has lights behind it. I'm pretty sure the batteries are all dead because they've been on for like months. But not months, I'm about like that finishes in December, so they were on for like 2 weeks. I just never changed the batteries. But this was the start to like my work that lights up. It kind of has a different feel to it.
Right.
But I wanted to go bigger, as bold as I can, hence the colors, and I just wanted to see where it went from there. So this was the first of like the series of big cutout work I've been doing.
Okay. Now, for something like this, what's the process? How long would this take you actually to complete it? Do you actually cut out the wood as well?
Yeah, I cut them myself.
Wow.
Like when I buy the wood, is like these are the same kind of wood planks I buy. Maybe a little. See this size of the wood?
Yeah.
It's the same size. My wood's a little thicker, but it's a piece that big. I go to Home Depot. If I know I need to get like this, took 2 of these boards.
Right.
I just knew to get them cut into squares, and within the square, I just do the design and cut them out by hand.
Right.
Like all that's hand cut. People say, "Oh, what kind of laser do you use?" A lot of them have like big laser cutting machines.
Yeah.
That's all by hand with me and my jigsaw. So the process depends. It doesn't take. If I have nothing else to do, and I'm just real hell bent on doing it, I can get it done in a matter of days.
Yeah. So where do you draw the inspiration from? Like, what makes you get up, roll out of bed to, create good-looking pieces like this and others that you have in your catalog? Where does that inspiration come from? Because I know it's not easy. It's a lot of work. Like you say, from purchasing the wood to with your jigsaw cutting and
it's
painting
work.
and
The thing is,
where does that come from?
You like what you do, you never work a day in your life. It sounds super cliche, but it makes so much sense.
Very true.
Like a lot of things people do will work. Like you guys are doing interviews, this is work. You guys are getting up, you guys are moving, but this is what you want to do, so it doesn't feel like that.
Right.
Inspiration kind of comes from everywhere. My inspiration, this may sound not weird, but just follow me. My inspiration comes from need to inspire other people. So I've always felt that people need inspiration. People kind of need to hear something. As opposed to saying it with my words, I say it with my artwork. Because you can always ignore someone that's talking to you. You can always put down a book you're reading, but it's very hard to kind of ignore something like this.
Right.
So people always see it, and visuals stay with you. You can read books, you can hear things, but visuals are what stay in your mind. Like when you see things, they usually last a lot longer than your other senses.
Right.
So I just kind of put that out there for people to feel a certain way.
Now, what I noticed about your catalog, your profile, is that you have this aura, this vibe that I believe that attracts, even the youngest child to someone our age, even older. Yeah. There's like a vibe to it.
That clients that are all ages.
Yeah, that open doors. Like, what is that? What's that extra sauce? You know what I'm saying? You put into your work. That's just like,
I don't know if it's...
Everybody can do it now. Now, I don't want to say everybody can do it. It just feels like it's cool. It's even cooler now. It's not the contemporary basic art, but it's just a style that it's just a vibe. When I look at your catalog, I'm like, damn, like
I think
what's that dopeness?
I think it's just me. I put more of me in my work. I can't say than anyone else, but I know I put all of me in my work. So if you know me, I know everybody. If Ron's a guy who knows everyone, who's cool with everybody, so it kind of rubs off into my artwork where it's, I don't know, like, I know what you mean. Like, sometimes you go to like certain museums, you look at it and it's not for everybody.
Right.
Like my artwork, I think has a voice, and it's the voice of the people. I didn't say the old people, I didn't say the young people, I didn't say the people who live in a certain area. It's just the people, period. So no matter what it is, my art kind of relates to anybody. Whether it's really big work, really small work, really detailed work, really kind of broad work, it all works out. I think it's just my personality.
Yeah.
Like my personality is big, bold, and in your face. So anyone can kind of relate to that.
Yeah, man. It's great work.
Thank you, man. I appreciate that.
It's really a great piece. And prior to me reaching out, like I said, I just been watching it. Like, damn, I gotta talk to this guy, man. Who is this guy? You know what I mean? And I'm just a big eye on quality and
I appreciate that.
Superb,
Thank you,
man. Superb, man.
See, I like that too. You see how you're saying, "Who is this guy?" No one knows who I am. I like that.
Right.
It's soon to be over though, because now it's at a point where people see me and they recognize. I have no idea how, but they do.
Man, look, man, me and the Next Up staff, man, we're just glad that we can get you now before we can't get you at all.
Nah, that's one thing I pride myself on, being always accessible. Anyone knows me, you know I'm not hard to find.
Right.
Like, I'm not one of those guys you text messages on Tuesday or answer you back on Saturday. Like, I'm always on point with
I will say that
everything.
because I'm at work and we're going back and forth via.
Yeah.
I can.
The only time I was like, yo, it's over, I'm like, yo, I'm falling asleep, man. I wake up early to go to the gym in the morning, so I was out cold.
No doubt.